I think I'm ready. I think so. Well, that's so. I'm Walter. Welcome to the hotline of Diecast. You know, let's just go peg hunting. Bonner's Ferry, Idaho, that is. See anything cool I haven't seen before? Or should I get like super excited like some people? Whoa, check it. Wow, awesome. Yes, extravagant. No, I can't do that. They're just Hot Wheels. They're fun to collect though. Whoa. Did you find anything? What were you looking for today?
Clearance.
Clearance? You didn't see the big sign? I saw a big clearance. Nothing in there. Anything else that's calling your name? The what? The what ball? The big bouncy balls? Oh, well, go ahead. Knock yourself out. Yeah, just throw it out the car. Because you'd be bouncing it left and right and right and left. Oh, someone stole that car. It's always laughable when people just steal the cheapest cars. Here? Just everywhere. Oh, because...
Where?
Stole that car. A bunch of evidence.
If anything. If anything.
Because that was my thing. It's like nobody's buying those haulers here. No one's buying track day stuff either. No track day. More stolen stuff. Idaho's not looking good, man. Bonner's Ferry, Idaho. Strong legendary castings in here. Looks like they must have had a new case, right? This is out of a newer case. I saw this jump. Check that thing out. It's not a pullback, it just rolls. Whoa. Nelson. What do you got? Sharks? Two shark? Double shark? Double shark. Ah. I'm looking at these, bub. I got a couple Hot Wheels. I got a Carnival thing. I have a 5-pack. It's $17.99.
Yeah.
Those ones? Yeah. Matchbox I've never seen. 14 Corvette cop car. That one's cool too. Not this thing. Oh, that's pretty cool. They're all pretty cool, bub. Are you familiar with that Transformer? You have those ones?
No.
Oh no.
I do a Bumblebee.
Arma save. Roger Dodger. Oh, that's really cool. Loco Punk. What's this? Skeleton Crew. wonder if they got regular cards. Front wheels. Some older case stuff. Kind of a mix. Cool to see. Oh, Canadian Walmart.
Oh, here. This is coffee.
Somebody's drink, why would you touch it?
I don't know if there's like a bowl.
Yeah, just leave it. You're like, what's this? Ew. You learn pretty quickly. Some green lights. Really cool. First responders. Type 181. What? Why?
Oh, Santa. Use a Santa?
I've been making new designs.
Coke always fresh.
Oh yeah.
Los Angeles Coca-Cola.
LA, Los Angeles? I can't even believe it. Wow. These are all such old cards. Or are they? Yeah. Whole bunch of old cards. I've never seen that. Very weird.
Would they still take our Canadian money?
Yeah. Well, Village and I took a trip to, well, we went to Canada and didn't really do much hunting. Made stops, obviously, the long road trip to and from, but I did do a little more hunting on the way back, and I got a few things. And I'm left with so many thoughts, but and we're going to get into that a little later. But what I did pick up was, found a 20 Toyota GR Supra. I wanted to buy a couple cars in Canada. So that was one I stumbled across, as well as the LB, the Liberty Walk Silhouette Works GT Nissan 35 GT RR version 2. There you go. Is it in focus? It is. And we've seen this car. We just recently saw it in the Team Transport. Pretty familiar. Obviously, the livery is a little different, but an updated. The Team Transport is actually the update to that main line. That's an older main line. But those two were cool. Got those in Canada. I saw a 7-Eleven. And I did purposely go there to look for cars. And although I know the Auto World campaign was reserved to the U.S., I thought to give it a try anyways. I was just hoping the homies would be like, yeah, we got this random ass American box here. But they didn't. So I got my coffee and I left. What else I did? So, did some hunting. Stopped in like Bonner's Ferry in Smelterville, Idaho on the way back. Stumbled across a Porsche 911 GT3 from the Forza set. I won't let that sit on the pegs. It's the only one left. Maybe someone returned it, I'm sure. And also stumbled across the Fiat, the 131 of Barth. Barth's just their Skunk Works package, but really cool car. And Hot Wheels has really strategized their build, and they are offering us new castings, but they are sharing it over the premium platform. So if we want to see a new casting, we're going to have to pay the premium bucks for it. So gotta borrow this one. And no better example than in these next couple I'm going to show you. Did a little Target stop. Was able to pick up another pair of these because you need to have them free. And what's strong about these? Well, here's something. Pardon me. I feel a little bit for our neighbors to the north and really collectors over the pond, because they don't have access to some of these cars that we have, and that's sad, unfortunately. Like these Target exclusive 2-packs. But I'm gonna go ahead and celebrate that I have access, because this 3.0 CSL is amazing. It feels solid. It looks solid. They actually liveried the tires. This is something we don't see too common anymore in Hot Wheels. So they are looking to finish their products, and in this case, they did a great job. Love everything about this casting. Yeah, there we go. The mate to that in a 2-pack was this little Group B. Okay, little 3 Series. Look at this thing. Now, again, this is an example of where we're going to have to pay the premium price to get a new casting. At least we get 2 strong castings here, but this is a new casting to the Hot Wheels lineup, and I'm happy to own it. But they have got us. I got them. Here's a sad but exciting 2-pack, and it's the Holden 2-pack. Now, those who don't know Holden's a General Motors brand. And reserved to Australia. They're not sold over. Well, actually, there was a while where Holdens were sold here in the States. I think it was in the early 90s, or you could get some. I can't remember. They exist. Well, no. The Pontiac GTO, like the early 2000 versions, the maybe Generation 3, that is actually a Holden with a little different body styling to it, but that's a Holden Monaro. This is a Holden Monaro, the orange one. It's not the first time we got to see this. And the second car behind it is a Holden Tirana, the A9X, which is the sporty pissed off version of the Tirana. I think you only really got a hood scoop. I think Hot Wheels added these fender flares and everything else, gave it that real race look to it. But again, we've seen both these cars introduced in the Boulevard series. Number 53 was the Monaro, the GTS. And then I can't see the other one, but the other one was introduced later. Now hold on. This isn't the first time Hot Wheels has produced Holdens. And them not being produced in the U.S., Hot Wheels being a U.S. brand, they tend to focus stuff that you can get here on our continent. So, but they took, for a while there, they didn't. Somewhere in the 90s, I'm pretty sure they did do they did release a Holden, a Commodore. That's what they did a Commodore. Then they did like a cop car version of the Commodore. I really feel like they did another one. Matchbox did one too, just recently, in fact. Sorry, Lambo. I got all my Matchbox cop stuff over here. And they did do, Matchbox did this Holden VF Commodore SSB. And it's police livery. This is a really good casting in regard to, the detail, and I think even scale looks really right. Spot on. Maybe could have made a bigger grill, but that's really small compared to, how spot on they did that casting. So good job, you Matchbox. But this Holden Monaro, I was happy to get another one. I do want to open it. At the same time, I want to reserve it because I know I do have a few viewers that are down under or that live in Australia that can't get their hands on this. It's your guys' brand, so I think you guys should have an opportunity. So if you are one of my viewers that live in Australia, I don't mind shipping international. Shoot me a DM. Let's figure it out. We'll get you some cars. What else did I get? Something else. No, I didn't. What I got is an introduction to the War Report.
CNN War Report. The War Report.
Welcome to the War Report. Need to bring this back. So I have 2024. Looking back, my show's changed quite a bit. I almost forgot what I'm doing it for. I feel like I've kind of slowly positioned myself to, as if I'm lobbying Mattel. That wasn't my intention. My intention was to fill a void that I couldn't find in regard to Diecast online. And that was a show with information, something hopefully stylish and with a unique twist. And I believe these are things I can offer, and I need to focus on doing that again. So let's do it. We also want to make sure you're getting all the information that I can find and want to share around the interwebs and within the Diecast community. One thing I did find is actually a good friend, the homie Garrick, sent me this, and it's the Matchbox box set of the 70th edition premium stuff. And this is available on Walmart.com, also I believe Amazon. And what you get are 8 of the premium silver card stuff. And what was that? The Mercedes-Benz, the Audi wagon. Gosh, what else did? Mustang cop car. There was an MGB. There's 8 cars. Awesome stuff. So you can get your hands on this box set. Makes a lot of sense. It's the end of the year, the culmination, the celebratory 70th year of Matchbox. So yeah, get your hands on that. If you need some stoke, if you jump on to cbsnews.com, and I think if you just search behind the scenes Hot Wheels, you'll get a really cool 7-8 minute excerpt of Hot Wheels. You get to see some stuff, get some information. It's just cool, it's I think if you're truly a collector, you enjoy the information. And I read on USA Today. Yeah, it was USA Today. And it was talking about Hot Wheels still flying off the shelf. And that's cool. It was a cool read. I think that's going to change for 2024. And really, we're only left to find out, but I do believe it's going to change in 2024, and a lot of that's attributed to this. Now, this guy actually wished a person to be hit by a semi because this person showed up later to the store. Now, maybe the employees opened it. Maybe 6 separate people bought the Datsun, and you just wished essentially death on the 6 people for some freaking Hot Wheels, man. It's too much. You're too immersed. Here's another example. Now, I've stayed up late at night for a number of reasons, but I wasn't tossing and turning thinking about a super treasure hunt. And I opinion, but if this is your thought and this really affects you, then add another hobby to your hobbies. Things that should keep you up, real life stuff. This is a hobby. Enjoy it. It's fun, but it's a hobby. Those are my opinions, but Facebook is trash for the brand, but it exists and it's part of the hobby. So there it is. So I've got to scroll through that as quickly as I could, and I do read a periodical called Auto Evolution, and I came across a really cool article on that one. And the article was written by this guy Dracos, and it was 5 reasons why you're better off not collecting Hot Wheels. Now you have to listen to the title. 5 reasons why you're better off not collecting Hot Wheels. Number 1, money. The cost of the hobby. It's recently been affected by inflation. So there's that premium that we're paying now, as well as the amount of releases and what it takes to keep up. A lot of money going down there. And the money circles around to all 5 reasons that Draco shares. The time is money, right? The energy you're putting into it. You've got to travel to and fro. So you're putting yourself on the road. So, unfortunately you can hit a deer. Been there, done that. Obviously the wear and tear in your vehicle from hitting a deer or just period. The gas money it takes to get there, unless you drive a diesel money it takes to get there. If you got an EV, great. As well as that's time that you're away from your friend's family and or your manner of building your livelihood. So time is a big one. Space. Where are you going to put all this stuff? When I was in the market for a new home, I had to consider my Hot Wheels collection and a room for it, almost as if I had another child. So space is huge, as well as just storing them. So the clear, cool cases I got back there from Dollar Tree, those are great, but they cost money. The Hot Wheels branded stuff, even more money. So there's more money tied up into the space. I could have bought a smaller house. So money in the space. What else? Here's a big one, and this one's going to hurt people. FOMO, fear of missing out. A lot of collectors that are on board nowadays are COVID collectors. Some are tourist collectors. I'd rather them not leave, but they're going to try the hobby and get out real quick. A lot of that attributed to getting laughed at on Facebook or just mishandled, period, and not welcomed into the hobby. The way that Mattel or Hot Wheels drops all these Fast and Furious ones, and they know there is a desire for it, so they just flood it, and you can't help it but to get it. And if you don't, then maybe you're going to post Facebook messages like that one fella and wish someone to get hit by a semi because a certain car isn't there, and it's a trend. It's trending. Everyone wants to have something to be able to post on a group page and be like, look what I got. And that's cool. Like, that's really what it is, the flex. If you're really a collector, you'd keep it all, your collection would be more private, but we collect because we want other collectors to know that we also rank in the hobby somewhere, so that, FOMO is huge, and I can go into greater detail, but we won't, because we're going to go to number 5, which is social stigma. Friends and family are like, how old are you? And you collect Hot Wheels? Well, I normally correct them. I say, no, actually, I collect Diecast. You guys know me. I've collected, I've been into Volkswagens forever, and it's so cool to have one I don't have to work on so much, blah, 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 yada, yada. So I transitioned that to a winning stance for me. Sometimes I even give these people a car, a replica of their car. Maybe I've introduced some new collectors to the hobby. Good on me if that's the case. And then, the social stigma of, you're in the grocer, man. You saw a total babe or a studly dude in aisle 2, and you're not going to get caught by them in aisle number 7 upside down in a dumb bin. Social stigma, and that's the presentation of Mattel. I truly believe Mattel is just laughing at us with the dumb bins. I truly do. I can't think of any other justifiable reason for them to build that except for the bottom line, which is to make money, so they can get that many Hot Wheels that are able to sell at like a Walmart in that small of a footprint, because you're really paying for the square footage in each store. Those are my thoughts, but I think with 2024, I think a lot of things are going to change. I think mainlines are going to lose some of their muster, in the secondary market, as well as premiums are going to flood a little more. They're going to see a lot more of the Beatty type of casting. So a lot of JDM, for me, a lot of Porsches, and it's going to be that. It's going to be really focusing to our needs because they really need to sell. They finished the year, I think, in the black, which is good, and that's a positive thing. If you didn't know, you don't want to finish in the red, which means you're not profiting. but they need to keep their investors happy and their board of investors rather. But one way they're going to do that is by making money, and they're going to string us along. And that's really what the business is. It's just a business, and the super treasure hunts and treasure hunts are going to always have a presence, and or the chases that everyone wants to constantly introduce, but they won't, I guess they won't hold that secondary market value like they were a year or two ago, because it's super saturated. There's so many of them. There are guys who actually have sole collections of just chases, and they have rooms filled. So to let you know, it's already saturated, super ultra saturated at that point. So if somebody can get 20 of them, how is it really a chase? You know, the introductions of low production stuff, not introduction, but the recoverage of low production. So the 6 of 6 Porsche. They see it worked in the anniversary stuff. That was a trial. Now they're just dragging it over into the same price point, but in different cars. And that's unfortunate for us as collectors, but it's a great business move. So kudos to you guys at Mattel. Keep it up. But with all that, if you collect Hot Wheels, you're one-dimensional. There are a number, and I mean a number, of other die-cast brands out there that make amazing castings and will suit your needs. As well as, if you are into collecting these cars and even just the chases, then that means you want to be different than everyone else. So be different. Diversify your collection. I'm going to show you guys some really cool cars that you can start collecting and get your hands on, and you can even find them at some of your off-price closeout stores. Let's get into cars. Well, all right. Now, as I was saying in the war report, there are many of other die-cast manufacturers out there that make some really cool cars. And you can get your hands on them. You can really appease your diet for die-cast by broadening your spectrum. And one brand I'd like to celebrate today is, pardon me, we'll start this way. I'll start that way. Yeah, start this way. Is a brand called Tomica. Takara Tomy. Tomica. T-O, toy, M-I, miniature, C-A, car. Small, or not small, but a Japanese brand that's been around for years and been making some great castings. They're really smart in their delivery. The way it works is there's 140, 150 they do for the year, and they normally will drop a new casting every third Saturday of the month, and I think they drop 2. They introduce a number of colorways to complement what's in that series, and it changes. So in this case, I'll show you. And they have a number of different packaging solutions, but in this case, we have 2 of number 13, which happens to be a Nissan GTR, which is a rad car, obviously. You can see the packaging is different. You can have to get it in a small blister, which I believe is reserved for the Euro market, and or this box, which also I believe you can get in the Euro market, but I believe they're sold this way in Japan. And what they do is, this number 13 slot is reserved until they're done with this car, and I believe they ran this for about 4 or 5 years, and then number 13 became another car, you know. So they keep it so you can keep all the collector's numbers together, keep them for the introduction years and or the lineup. So tons of different ways you can find series to collect. Maybe you only want to collect number 13s. Maybe you want to collect every car. Who knows? And they re-released this and work on a tooling over the years. So I believe this had a 5-year run. This one is from 2020. And I don't know if you guys can see it. And then in 2022 actually has a little bit of a styling change on the bottom rocker area. So they updated it a little bit. Also comes with stickers, so you can do yourself a little customization. You can see the sticker pack behind the car. And or when you open a car and you're a fan of keeping the packaging, there's a cool little picture that sits behind it. And the packaging is really cool to open, so it's easy to work with. Another note is that new 4 sticker. Sometimes there are chases or lower production cars, and it's normally another colorway in a new 4 package, and so you want to keep your eyes out for that. And Tomica, it's been around for years. It's a lot of fans. It walked that fine line of making it into the American market, and so much that there was even some Walmart exclusives, you know. But where they dropped the ball, or where they failed to launch, was by offering things like this, which I think is really fun. But for us American market, you know, French fries on a, you know, cage truck isn't what we were waking up that morning to go get. And although it is a low production because it's an exclusive for Walmart here in the States, and so unfortunately, you're probably not seeing those on your Walmart pegs anymore. And where you're going to find them are like Ross. I picked up a bunch at Ross, and but they'll have another chance at the market. You can get this stuff online as well if you're an online gatherer. But if you're a hunter, I really can't direct you anywhere. They were in Target. They were in some grocers. But again, I think their momentum wasn't, it was tough for them to compete against Hot Wheels. The pop culture of that brand. But the cool stuff they make, here's one. It's got 3 bears on a trailer. Semi. Now the scale's a little weird because it's really skinny, so that ran weird on the track. And while I've got scale on mine, only reason I can think they do this diversity within the scales is because they want the cars to settle on the track well. So in this case, this is a Mitsubishi Rockstar. This car scale is actually 160 scale. If you look at this GTR Nismo, it's actually a 165 scale. They also have like 162 scale. They also have some pretty desirable pieces, some chase pieces, or not chase, but desirable pieces like this Pokemon, which is no scale because it's an unlicensed vehicle. But I think they also have 162 scale, but they're all designed to, oh, pardon me, this Nissan GTR is a 165 scale. Again, I think they just size it up to fit the track. Moving parts also is pretty normal with those. There is a premium category. Thank heaven this is the premium, the only premium I have. Beautiful Firebird. I mean, you tell me if that's not a great casting. Detail-wise done. Door opens. This is the packaging for premium stuff. It's going to be in a black box. Toy miniature car. That's commitment. That's just like, yo, this is what we do, and this is all we do. That's awesome. And there's some other manufacturers out there that they make stuffies, turtles, and games, and everything. These guys make Diecast, and that's why I wanted to celebrate them. So I don't know how familiar you are, or if you have any Tomica stuff in your collection, but reminds me, arigato to you there, Yukio. I appreciate it. He sent me quite a few, and I've got some in the wild. Oh, Sue sent me some too. Probably time for you guys to add some to your collection. Yeah. With that, it's a good time for me to get out of here. I'm wishing you guys a great 2024, sending those full peg vibes. Don't forget, you don't have to find a super to be a superstar. Thank you for that t-shirt, Miguel. Minnie as well. I appreciate you guys thinking of me and putting the time and effort into making that. And I'm excited to display it on the show. So thank you guys. Yeah, I've got a pile of cars I'm going to get rid of, and I'm going to do that on the Whatnot platform. I enjoy that. I enjoy being live and being able to communicate with you guys. So I will invite you to follow me on Whatnot. I'll leave my link in my description along with all the news links. And I'm really about to give some of this stuff away in regards to that. So hope to see you there. Again, sending those full peg vibes. Everybody, dudes down under, my neighbors to the north, over the pond, obviously the homies right here. Appreciate you guys. I'll let your boy. Peace.